Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Is under investigation. A suspect who was shot late last night has died. The shooting happened in Lauderhill. You can see the scene right there. But the whole thing started as an armed robbery at a restaurant in North Lauderdale, and that's where we can find Local 10 News reporter Roger Losey with the latest.
Jen, it started a little about 10 o'clock last night up here just north of Commercial along 441. Two women said that they had their purses stolen by two armed men. Well, about an hour later, a deputy spotted who he thought was one of those suspects at an apartment complex in Lauderhill, and that is when the shooting started.
I was in my bed and I just heard bang, 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 bang. There's a bunch of shooting.
The late-night gunfire rattled residents in Building N of the Cypress Groves apartments. It left the stucco of the hallway looking like Swiss cheese.
I stayed on the floor wrapped up in my blanket and I ain't trying to get up to see what's going on.
It happened around 11 p.m. An armed robbery suspect running from a deputy ducked into the building and ran down the hall.
At one point, he turned around and fired at our deputy. Our deputy responded to gunfire.
And a lot of those bullets ended up here at the end of the hall. You can see they came right through the wall, continued on, and ended up in this plywood back inside this closet. But at least one of the bullets hit the suspect. His blood was still on the floor long after crime scene techs wrapped up their work. Witnesses say the guy was pleading for help.
I just heard him when he said, "Well, lift me on my side." He was like, "It's hurting, it's hurting." He was like, "Please, I can't breathe." That's the only thing I heard.
Shatika Gunning says she was in that hallway with her kids 5 minutes before the gunfire erupted. The bullet holes on both ends of the hallway suggest it was a real shootout. Gunning says, no doubt.
It was back to back. Like when you heard the first shots, it paused. Then it went again. Bam, 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 bam. I told my kids, get down. I say that's the
originally looking for. And this afternoon, that suspect has been identified as 26-year-old Stephen Thompson, and he is no stranger to the law. According to BSO, he is being arrested, get this, 29 times. 29 times. He's had 11 convictions for everything from burglary, grand theft, trafficking, and possession of narcotics. By the way, still again unclear if he was one of the people who robbed this women outside this restaurant here. The second person still on the loose as well. Jen?
That's quite a record for somebody still so young. All right, Roger Losey live for us today in North Lauderdale. Roger, thank you.
Florida deputy loses bid to have wrongful death suit tossed. Fort Lauderdale, FLA, a Florida sheriff's deputy on Tuesday lost a pretrial bid to terminate a lawsuit in which he's accused of fatally shooting a man mistaken for a cell phone theft suspect. U.S. District Judge Marcia Cook denied the defense's motion for summary judgment, allowing the wrongful death claim against Broward Sheriff's Deputy Gerald Vengert to move forward in the federal court in Fort Lauderdale. According to court documents, Deputy Vengert has faced at least 3 other excessive force lawsuits in the same federal district. He's known outside the local community for his appearance on the TLC show Unleashed, K9 Broward County. Vengert is alleged to have shot the victim, Stephen Gerald Thompson, during a June 2014 encounter at the Cypress Grove apartment complex in Lauderhill, Florida. At the time, Vengert was investigating an iPhone theft. He and the Broward County Sheriff's Office contend Thompson fled and then fired at the deputy first, an account which Thompson's family vehemently denies. The plaintiff estate disputes almost every aspect of Vengert's story, the judge wrote. Clearly, questions of material fact remain, precluding summary judgment in Vengert's favor. The wrongful death lawsuit says the 26-year-old Thompson had stumbled across deputies in the Cypress Grove parking lot after they tracked a stolen cell phone signal to the property. Thompson tried to go back into an apartment building upon seeing police activity in the lot, and Vengert started chasing him, even though he did not meet the description of the suspect and was not in the immediate vicinity of the stolen cell phone signal, the lawsuit claims. Deputy Vengert opened fire, and after disabling Thompson, continued firing at Thompson's fallen body, hitting him 8 more times, according to the complaint. He told the other deputies not to let emergency medical staff in right away, claiming they needed to make sure it was safe, in case a second suspect was on site, the lawsuit alleges. According to the pleading, Thompson's DNA, but not his fingerprints, was identified on a Luger diamond-back pistol found 50 feet from his body. The lawsuit maintains that Thompson was unarmed at the time of the shooting, and that the DNA evidence is consistent with the gun having been swiped across his hand or body as he lay dead or dying. The estate, represented by Thompson's sister Donette Taff, claims the sheriff's office failed to produce gunshot residue tests, along with fingerprint comparisons to rule out whether Vengert handled the Luger. Vengert maintains that when he encountered Thompson in the parking lot of the Cypress Grove apartment complex, Thompson failed to heed his lawful commands to cooperate with the iPhone theft investigation. He says that after fleeing into the apartment building, Thompson shot at him with the Luger, prompting him to return fire in self-defense. Thompson continued to ignore repeated commands to stop and drop his weapon. Deputy Vengert's decision to shoot Mr. Thompson under these circumstances was objectively reasonable and the force was not excessive, Vengert's summary judgment motion states. The Vengert motion attempted to assert qualified immunity, which can shield police from liability for an act carried out as part of their job, so long as the act did not clearly infringe on constitutional rights. The judge, however, withheld a decision on the matter, noting the divergent accounts of the shooting. In addition to the counts against Vengert, Thompson's estate is demanding damages from the Broward County Sheriff's Office for retaining the deputy in spite of his long history of violence and making false reports to justify that violence, according to the complaint.
A Broward Sheriff's deputy, who has been the subject of multiple allegations of brutality, will be back in court again on Monday to face a civil suit incident. Reginald Chapman admits he had been taking cocaine and ecstasy and stole about $30 worth of items from a CVS, then ran and hid when deputies tried to question him. Wengert and his police dog at the time, Diesel, found Chapman hiding in a bush. Chapman's lawsuit states that he made it clear he was surrendered.
County, this is Sheriff County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt-free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month. Oh my God! Yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.